Long ago, the world was dark and cold. The animals and people struggled to survive through the icy nights. There was no warmth, no cooked food, and no light to guide them in the darkness. In those times, fire was a secret treasure, hidden away by powerful beings called the Fire Keepers. They lived high in the mountains, guarding the flames so that no one else could touch it. The people prayed for warmth, and the animals whispered about a way to bring fire to the earth. It was then that one clever trickster, Coyote, decided he would change everything. The Fire Keepers. The Fire Keepers were ancient and mighty. They were said to be spirits who lived in the mountains, holding the flames inside sacred bundles. Only they knew how to tend the fire, how to keep it alive through storms and nights. They were strict and selfish, refusing to share the fire with anyone. The animals would sometimes see the distant glow from the mountaintop, a reminder of the warmth they could not have. To them, it was both hope and sorrow. The Fire Keepers had no pity for the creatures of the earth, and this made Coyote's heart burn with determination. The trickster's idea. Coyote was not the strongest of animals, nor the fastest, but he was clever. His gift was his wit, and he used it whenever the world seemed unfair. He looked at the Fire Keepers and thought to himself, if they will not give us fire, then I will steal it. Coyote knew this would not be easy, for the Fire Keepers were watchful. Yet he also knew that many animals could work together, and with their help, perhaps the fire could be stolen and shared with all. He gathered the animals in secret and told them of his plan. The Council of Animals. When Coyote shared his plan, the animals listened carefully. Some were afraid. How could they dare to steal from the Fire Keepers? Others were excited, knowing what fire could bring: warmth, cooked food, safety from predators. After long discussion, they all agreed. If one of them could grab the fire, they would pass it along, running faster and faster, until it reached the people. The animals each volunteered to help in their own way. With courage and teamwork, they would make the impossible possible. The heist begins. One cold night, when the Fire Keepers sat guarding their flame, Coyote crept closer. He waited until they were distracted, then suddenly lunged forward and snatched a burning stick. The Fire Keepers shouted with rage, chasing after him. Coyote's fur burned with sparks as he ran, but he held onto the flame. The mountain shook with the cries of the Fire Keepers, and the chase began. The first relay. Coyote ran as fast as his paws would carry him, but the Fire Keepers were close. Just as he grew tired, he passed the fire to Eagle, who soared high into the sky. Eagle's wings glowed with the heat as he flew, carrying the flame across the valleys. But the Fire Keepers could climb and chase, their fury giving them strength. Eagle grew weary, the flame scorching his feathers, so he dropped it down to the next runner. The flame passes on. From Eagle, the fire was passed to Mountain Lion, then to Deer, and then to Rabbit. Each animal carried it as long as they could before the heat became unbearable. The Fire Keepers roared in anger, but the animals were quick and brave. Even Tiny Squirrel carried the flame, its tail singed into a curl that would never straighten again. Each animal sacrificed something, but none gave up, for they knew the fire must reach the people. Coyote's final push. At last, the fire returned to Coyote. Though his fur was burned and his body weak, he ran with all the strength left in him. He dashed across rivers, fields, and forests, with the Fire Keepers still howling behind him. But Coyote was too determined to be caught. He clutched the fire close to his heart, his spirit unbroken, and with a final leap, he carried it into the village of the people. Fire for the people. When the people saw Coyote arrive, they rejoiced. He placed the flame in their hands, and soon they lit torches, bonfires, and cooking fires. For the first time, the people were warm. They could cook their food, see in the darkness, and protect themselves from wild beasts. The animals gathered too, and together they celebrated, knowing their sacrifice had changed the world forever. Fire was no longer hidden, it belonged to everyone. The legacy of Coyote. Coyote was hailed as a hero, though his fur was forever singed and his paws scarred. The animals who carried the fire each bore their marks too. Eagle's feathers blackened at the tips, Squirrel's tail curled, Rabbit's back scorched. These marks became reminders of their bravery. From that day on, the people honored the animals for their sacrifice, and they remembered the clever trickster who gave them fire. Coyote had changed the destiny of the world through wit, courage, and sacrifice. Conclusion. The story of how Coyote stole fire is more than just a legend. It reminds us that wisdom can be greater than strength, and that teamwork can achieve the impossible. It also teaches us respect for the animals and their sacrifices, for without them, fire would not have reached the people. To this day, storytellers pass down this tale by the fire's glow, reminding each new generation of the trickster's courage and the gift of warmth and light.